Been 3 months since I made my last video. I missed Christmas, New Year's. What's the point? Guess I should just fade away from existence. Never to be here. Oh! What? Oh, I might as well have my breakfast. It has been 3 months. That might give me some inspiration while I'm eating. Inspiration found! Video game advertisement. You may not know this or even remember it, but video games used to be an advertisement frenzy in the late 80s to early 90s, or even far beyond those times. Because companies during that time saw how big video game market was going to become and sort of just throwed money away and just went with it. I mean, nowadays you don't get video game advertisements for companies anymore, but a long time ago that was actually a thing. I mean, nowadays they sometimes do it with like slipping in a little product placement in a video game like they do in movies sometimes. But nowadays you don't see a lot of advertisement video games.
And one example was the cereal brand. They decided to try and add free video game inside their boxes to try and advertise their product. I mean, yeah, you had Captain Crunch's games and Amazon Trials, I think. But there's one company that stood out the most in my eyes: Kellogg's. That's right, even they couldn't resist putting some advertising games into their cereal. Now mostly they were just other games that were already out and available anywhere, but then they did it. They went the Captain Crunch way and made their own video games.
Wait, what?
Okay, all joking aside, I'm talking about the games Kellogg's made themselves, and with the help of a German company called Russia Adventurement. Now probably the most remembered is Tony and Friends in Kellogg's Land, released in 1994. A simple 2D game that's a bit of a rip-off of Super Mario, but is also very fondly remembered by a lot of people. Oh, but this isn't the game I wanted to talk about today. Oh no. Today we're talking about a game that is so infamous that it really is hard to find.
That game was known as Mission Nutrition, or as it's also known as Mission Kellogg's and Tony and Friends 2. Yeah, that's all I could find out about that. I mean, I don't care what it named.
Yep. Another game was made by Kellogg's, and this one was no 2D game. It was 3D. Released in 1999 and was apparently the last game this company made for Kellogg's.
I'm sure that isn't a bad omen.
But I must admit that after its release, it suddenly faded from existence, never to be talked about again. At all. Weird.
It's strange to think that a game made by Kellogg's of all people would be forgotten about very, very quickly. And I'll be honest right here, I couldn't find any information about the game, let alone find a physical copy anymore. So, as it is with a lot of video games those times, we're going to have to emulate it. And go and play it blind. Just like every reviewer gamer ever.
Oh, okay. We've got an opening with some rather funky music. Well, unsurprisingly, the textures and graphics haven't stayed the test of time. This is very dated, and I honestly can't tell if that's a cornfield or a cut cheese. Also, that sun is smiling very creepily, and I'm starting to feel a bit violated. Okay, so it looks like crocodiles are the enemies here, and oh my god! What happened to them? I mean, look at those faces! Especially that one. He looks like he's seen some shit. So the crocodiles, I think, steal their supplies and then just bugger off. Rude. So the gang come back, and then we get Tony doing this.
I guess that's Tony's way of saying we're going to kick some ass.
Alright, onto the gameplay? This is starting to look a little familiar. It It's Donkey Kong. It's a Donkey Kong ripoff. It's a Donkey Kong ripoff! First Mario, now Donkey Kong. Who's next? Sonic? Oh god. So apart from the obvious ripoff and their advertisements everywhere, the gameplay is surprisingly pretty simple and fun, to be honest. Of course, being a kid's game, there isn't much in the way of difficulty. Actually, there isn't any difficulty at all, but is kinda suitable for newcomers to game in. There are a total of 18 levels in the game, and 3 of them are boss levels. You can swap between various characters like Tony, Snap, Crackle and Pop, and Coco by using this black box. Interesting? Although with my version, whenever I did that, the frame drops dramatically. You also have the rooster from the Cornflakes giving you tips about the game, but since the only game copy I could find to emulate was from Finland, so I can't understand a word he's saying.
Krokon konnat alkavat paiskoa tynnyreitä!
Also, that creepy sun is back there too. How that smile got past security is beyond me. Each character has their own abilities, as it were. Tony can jump higher, the triplets can swim, and Coco can climb on vines. The enemies are pretty odd too, like you've got your big-footed crocodiles, but also dragons? And giant man-squirrel... What? Okay, I draw the line right there, because this game is starting to get very weird now. There are also collectibles in the game in the form of the cereal, and every time you change character, the cereal changes to the respective brand mascot, which is kind of a good programming, to be honest. Although the Rice Krispies kind of look a lot like burritos to me. I will say the sound effects are a bit off sometimes, and when you jump on an enemy, it just makes the same sound. The bosses in this game, and I do mean all 3 of them, fall into the same way to beat as they do regular enemies. Just jump on them enough times to beat them. Great thought process there, guys. Now, as I've said before, there isn't much to this game as it's just a straightforward 3D/2D platformer and easy to pick up and play to anyone. The music, however, is probably the best thing about the game. I mean, just listen to some of it. And it is, after all, an advertising game from Kellogg's for children. So after going through all the levels and beating the final boss, you get that creepy sun again and Tony holding up the crown of the once proud king. Surprised it isn't the head of the king, as it would make sense as he's a tiger and all. And doing the peace sign. Okay.
Well, that's the review wrapped up. Now then, I'm back into the mood of reviewing so many things I've left undone, so many games and movies to complete. Well now, it's time I come back and finish my... Oh, God.